Hey team, this is Jim Winkler, Vice President of Sales with Market America. And I'm coming to you today to talk a little bit about our inventory management system. Now, we've had it out for a little bit over a week now. Many of you have already completed putting your initial inventory in. Some of you are working with your teammates on how to do that and teaching and coaching them. So I thought what I would do is give you a quick overview. I'll take you through a fast PowerPoint presentation. Then we'll look at it live on how you would do it. And then we'll talk about some frequently asked questions. I'll try to keep this short so that you can send it out and use it. But also want to encourage everybody, the best way to coach your teammates is actually to call them and walk them through exactly how to do this. So here we go. I'm going to share the screen. And let's go right into a PowerPoint presentation and talk a little bit about some of the things going on with the inventory management system. Okay, so it started December 2nd, and you have till the 31st to get your inventory loaded into the system. Now, someone asked me, does everybody have to do that? The answer is yes. Sales reps have to do it. Unfranchised owners have to do it. Someone asked me, well, what if I fulfill all my my Form 1000, my orders are all done online, people shop from my site, do I still have to do it? Yes, you do, and I'll explain certain reasons why. So everybody needs to do this, unfranchised owners and sales reps, which is also one of our frequently asked questions. So we're gonna have to encourage you to look at your organization and really reach down to everybody you can to make sure they're getting this taken care of. And again, you know, guys, this is gonna take 5 minutes to do. Most people that were most concerned about doing it are the ones that I'll call them the fringe players that aren't doing quite as much right now as they have maybe in the past with the business. Maybe life got in the way a little bit, or they're taking a slower pace. They have less products than anybody else to inventory, so that's why it's going to take even less time to do that. So how do we do it? Well, you go to ordering, and then you go to drop down to inventory management. You open that up, and then you click on existing inventory. When you click on existing inventory, it's going to have a product code there. In the product code, you can type in a code, or you can type in the name of the product. I found it a lot easier just to type in like OPC3, and it popped up all the OPC products, so I could decide which ones I wanted and how many I had. Then you put that in. Once you add it, it goes right into your inventory, and you would see that now. If you needed to add more inventory, you click existing inventory again and add a new product. And again, I'm going to take you to this live, so I'm going to go through that relatively quick right now. From an ordering standpoint, so what's going to happen? We get all that in there by the 31st. Any orders you do now after December 2nd are automatically inputted into your inventory management system. When I say orders that are sent to you, not the ones, if you order directly and send it to your customer, that's not going to be put into your system because it went to your customer. If a customer orders off your site, that's not going to be put into your system because they ordered off the site and will be shipped to directly from Greensboro. So, but what you order and have sent to you will now be put into your inventory management right away. So if you order 3 bottles of OPC3, you would see that after ordering that, your inventory management would go up from 2 bottles of OPC to 5 bottles of OPC because it's automatically putting that in there for you as you ordered that coming into your home. Now, this is an area I really want you to pay attention to. It's sales receipt entry. Why is this so important? Because what's going to happen is people are going to get to a period where it's a Friday and they have a Form 1000 due. And if they don't have people who order online, a lot of times they sell it out of their own inventory, and they typically would put a sales receipt entry in, and some people will wait to the last second to do that. Well, if you don't have inventory loaded, there's no inventory to put onto the sales receipt entry. So that is another reason everybody needs to have the inventory loaded to be able to do that. So let me give you an example. If you go to sales receipt entry under My Customers, and there you see it's Scott you're picking, and when you pick Scott, you click Continue, because you could look by name or email. You've got the correct one, click Continue. Well, this is the new screen that's going to pop up. It's really the only change that happens on our sales receipt entry. Now it's going to pull up what you have in inventory. You then have the ability to say, okay, you ordered 1 OPC, you ordered 2 vitamin D, you click continue, and there you are. You've got the same screen you're used to seeing. Someone asked me, can I change the unit price on the sales receipt entry? You can do it exactly like you've always done it. If you want to change it, you would just now go in and change that unit price to whatever it is. Maybe give them a 5 or 10% discount to the person who picks it up from you, and you have the ability to do that just like you always did, and then you click continue. What happens though is when you use the sales receipt entry, it now takes that out of your inventory again. So that's why you have to have it in inventory, so you can take it out of inventory to be able to show that you sold it to your customer. I hope that makes it simple enough for everybody. Another thing we'll need to do is assign from our own inventory. So as an example, today I got a bottle of glucosatrin in. That bottle had already gone into my inventory management because I'd ordered it after the 2nd. What I did is I opened it up right away because it's a product I take on a daily basis for some joint pain from being an active tennis player so long. Well, with my glucosatrin, I went in and then I went to my inventory management because I opened up a new bottle. I clicked on personal use and I assigned it. So now it showed that I had removed that from my inventory because I was now using it. So every time you use something, you just remove it from your inventory because you're using it. It's going to be great for tax records, and we are working on reports you'll have by the end of the first quarter that will help start putting your taxes together for next year based on your use and all the different things like that. Now, another thing that's going to occur as we're doing this, you can see, products that need to be assigned. At the end of, January 1st, you're going to look and say, okay, I have products that need to be assigned. You've already put them into inventory, but it's sort of taking a look at it. And also you see this column that pops up, it says to be assigned. And you say, well, why did that pop up? Because again, we're going to say, what are they? And if you've done everything correct so far, all you're going to do, and it's going to take you not even a minute, is you're going to say assign those to stay in inventory, because that's where they are right now. So you pick quantity 4, select your assignment, and stay in inventory, and you do the exact same thing the whole way through there. And we want to keep those in our inventory until we take them out for personal use. We take them out as a gift, or if they're damaged or expired, something like that. So basically every quarter, we're going to just make sure we are updated and on track with what we're doing. Again, I think everything I'm talking to you about here will probably take less than 5 minutes a quarter to be able to do. It's just something new. And I know change is always different and sometimes difficult for people, but it's no different than when you started the business and you learned how to order, or you learned how to use your shop.com site. Or how to do a Form 1000. This is just something that, again, will become part of what we do as we run our business and make it really easy and very safe for us to do it, and better for the company and better for our tax records. Now, another thing that's going to occur is when we get to an end of a quarter, you might see some things that are, it says to be assigned, that are less than your inventory amount. That's because you may have gotten others in. And the to be assigned is actually from the previous quarter that needs to be done. That's why there might be a different number on that. And when we get to April 1st, you may notice that number goes to red. And this is why I said everybody has to make sure that they go in, and between now and December 31st, you get that initial inventory in there. On January 1st, you want to put that it's still in inventory, because if you don't assign it, what'll happen is it turns red after a quarter. So April 1st, it would turn red. When it turns red, here's what that means. That means that you can't place an order for Market America products until that inventory has been assigned. Now, again, how simple is it? I would go in, I'd pick quantity 2, it's still in inventory. Great, it's been assigned, all taken care of. If I get in a habit of, of doing this every quarter, I'll never have anything in the red anyway. It'll be really simple and something that we'll teach our teams to do. Now, everything I've talked to you about, there are Support materials in the back office. If you go to support materials and you type inventory management, all these different webinars will pop up and be able to be used, as well as our frequently asked questions, which are going to be updated on a weekly basis. There's also more messaging, alerts, emails, but I'm just trying to keep you up to date in a very simple way. And yes, our HP and HP1s will have an additional option in inventory management because we know that they work differently a lot of times than our regular unfranchised owners. So with that being said, what I want to do is I want to take you live for a second, and let's do that and we'll go to business account right here. And let's go to ordering, and let's go to inventory management. So it pulls up right here, and let's go in there, and let's say I need to load something new into my inventory. Now, again, when you're doing this, if you're watching me and you haven't done your inventory at all yet, don't do it on bottles that are already open. If the bottle's open, guess what? It doesn't need to go into your inventory because you're already using it. If you did your inventory already, but maybe you didn't complete it or you missed a couple things, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I have an item that I need to add in from my inventory that I missed on the initial one. All you do is you go back in, you go existing inventory. Now I'm going to come over here because I'm going to add a Trim Cafe. So I'm just going to put trim in there. And as I do that, you can see it pulled up all those different things. I'll click Trim Cafe. I'm going to click Save. And that will add to the amount of Trim Cafe. As you saw before, I had 6, and now I have 7 of those in there. So that's how simple it is. And if I was going to add another product, I would just go here again. Maybe I'm looking for OPC. When I do that, it's going to pull everything up. I'd pick what it is, and I would add that in. Now at this point, I'm not adding anything else because the only thing I was missing was that Trim Cafe. But let's go to sales receipt entry because I think this is important. So if we go to my customers and we go to sales receipt entry, right? And I'm going to click on that. And as I do that, it pulls up customers. So I'm going to pick, how about if I pick Jim Winkler? I know that guy. Let's do right here. Okay. And when I pick Jim Winkler, it pulls up my PC ID. Which it's doing right now. It's taking a second to pop me up. What I'll do then is show you how you would add something in. So I click continue. Yep, that's me. And I click continue. And then you see now I'm going to put in that I had ordered something. Now, normally you're not going to do it for yourself. You can be doing this a receipt for your customers, but I was just trying to make this simple. So I'm going to open up that Trim Cafe, and we're going to use that starting tomorrow. So I'm going to say I'm going to do one of those. Okay, so what that's saying is that I am selling that one Trim Cafe to myself. Again, normally you'd be doing it with a customer. I'm using myself so I don't put any customer information on here while I'm doing it. So when I do that, it pulls up, it shows the shipping. So this is the exact same page we have always had before. If I wanted to alter the price, I could alter the price on there and do that. I can click continue right here. I can have it emailed to me if I want to. I can remove items. I can add shipping, tax, handling, all the things we've always done. But so let's say I go and I do this. I go continue. It's going to pull up the exact same page it always does before. It asks, do you want to email it to the customer? Do you want to submit it to your Form 1000? So we'll submit there. As everybody knows, you can only use $60 of your own to a Form 1000. You want to make sure you always hit I agree and submit there, so you've got that taken care of. And there, that's how you do it. So the only step extra was you had to have the items in your inventory, okay? But here's the cool thing. I go back to my inventory management, and what do we notice? My Trim Cafe is now down to 6. So it automatically pulled that out of there. I hope that part of it was helpful for you so that you could see that. Now I'm going to go through some frequently asked questions and make sure that we've covered that as well for you. And then we'll wrap up this meeting so it doesn't get too long. If I don't use inventory management, will I purge? You'll not purge because you don't have to use inventory management However, you will have to have products in your inventory in order to use sales receipt entry, and that's what we've been talking about this whole time. If you do not have customers buying from your shop.com and other websites, then you won't be able to enter sales receipts, and that'll affect your ability to complete the Form 1000. That could cause you to purge if you can't do that. Now, again, if you have customers ordering, yes, that's going to complete your Form 1000 for you if they're ordering online. But remember, if you get to April 1st and you've never entered anything in, you're not going to be able to order anymore. So you have to enter items in no matter what. And really that's a safeguard to make sure that you don't have somebody who's ordering massive amounts of products and they're never entering where it's going. Then the program's not working at all anyway. So this way we make sure every quarter we're up to date. And again, for most of us, it's just a few products we have anyway, so it's gonna be very quick and simple. Does the question above apply to unfranchised owners only? No, it applies to anyone who needs to complete a Form 1000. So that includes all unfranchised owners and sales reps. Do I add opened products to my existing inventory? No, you would not add open products to your existing inventory. Remember, we said if it's opened, don't add it. Only add products that have not been opened at this time. Do we add shopping annuity brand products and super IBB products in inventory? No, those products are for personal consumption only, so they are not to be resold, so they don't get added to our inventory management system. If I have ordered products from globalshop.com, do I load them into existing inventory? No, those products are for personal consumption only and are not to be resold. So you don't have to add things from globalshop.com. Do I load all of my inventory in existing inventory at one time, or can I load multiple times? You can use the existing inventory tool as many times as you need between now and December 31st. It will be removed at the end of the year. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot easier if you get it all done at once. What I did, I took a pad of paper, I walked around and I went to our cabinet where we keep our products, and I just wrote what I had, and then I came back and I just loaded the whole thing in, and then I happened to find one Trim Cafe in one of my cabinets in the office that I had not loaded and was not in our normal product cabinet, so then I just added that in now. Do I load everything purchased during 2019? Oh Lord, no. You're only loading what has been unopened, products that have not been used yet. So again, you're only adding your inventory in. Do sales reps need to use the inventory management tool? And the answer to that is, of course, yes. They'll need to do it so that they can complete Form 1000, but they'll also need to do it so they can continue to order in the future. So this is going to be important if you have sales reps on your team, that you contact them as well. And will there be reports available to help us with tax purposes? And yes, those will be coming around about the end of March 2020, where you'll start seeing those. And then, of course, that way you can use them on a quarterly and a yearly basis to have those reports. Couple other notes we have here is to make sure you're reaching out to your teammates. Especially the ones who aren't as active as we talked about before. And when I say reach out, I don't mean send them a text. I don't even mean just send them this video. If you send them this video, please then call them and get on the phone and walk them through it. I did that 3 times today with teammates and 3 times with people in the company who just needed support on what they were doing. And some of them had some good experience. They just needed to make sure they were doing it correctly. So this just makes sense that you need to call and talk to the people. And the other thing I would recommend, get on top of your purge reports early in the week. So if you have a purge report that ends this Friday, which would be the 12th, I think it is. If it ends this Friday, well, you should be looking at it today, seeing who's on that purge report. You should be contacting them. You should be coaching and making sure they've done their inventory management, so that when they go to do their Form 1000, they don't run into any problem. And you may need to coach them on how to do their sales receipt entry now that you've got this. It's a simple step. If you teach them once, it's going to be pretty easy to remember how to do it from then on. And again, we'll have more tools available to do that. I hope this was helpful for you. I just want to put something together quick. Again, sometimes it's easier after we've been using a tool for a while, but we still have questions on what's coming coming or how to coach our teammates, pick that phone up, coach your teammates. You know what? I'll give you a great chance to tell them all the great things that are happening in the company, and invite them to your next local or invite them to World Conference to come with you and really get going again so that they can make 2020 the year that they change their life forever. I hope everybody has a great holiday season, and I look forward to seeing all of you at the 2020 World Conference in Miami. Take care, everyone. Be safe.